Jeff Tuvey brings Manly out. Tuvey yet to sign a new contract with the club. The good news, of course, is that Manly have re-signed Nick Kosef. 5-year deal, and they'll be hoping to do something similar with one of the gamest players ever to have pulled on the rugby league jumper, Jeff Tuvey. Steve Roach is on the sidelines. No need to ask him which way he's leaning today.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one, Ray. Look, the Balmain Tigers, if they can emulate their performance last week, especially in defence when they shut down Alf Duncan, they'll be in with this one with the show. Tuvey's moved to hooker, so they'll try and shut him his big runs there from dummy half. Also, the Manly side, you can't underestimate them. They've won their last 5 from 6. 16 degrees, a beautiful day here, a light nor'easter, and Manly have won the toss and will run with the breeze in the first half. Looking forward to a beauty.
I know you are. Brian Grant is the referee. It is team number 10 versus team 13. Well, of course, Balmain just out on percentages. And Daniel Gartner is the first of the Manly players to bring the football back on the first use of the football in the first half. This is Kallela. Paul Vorton certainly made a very strong point. He can't recall a smaller front row. Kallela, Sidaris and Tuvey. That probably is an indication of the type of game, the type of rugby league game we're watching these days.
I've been saying that. I don't doubt they'll get the job done, Ray. They're quite speedy. They're quite... they move over the ground quite well, and they'll get the yards for them.
Kosef brought down halfway through the tackle count, about 5 metres on his own side of the halfway. Craig Field delivering it back for the kick from Luke Phillips. And it's an admirable bounce there for the Balmain side. Nevin, former Manly player. This is Langaloa. Crowd probably not as big as the one that watched Balmain beat Manly at Leichhardt at the start of the season. Hudson Smith plays in the headgear, number 13. As Balmain use up their first set of tackles. Sheridan didn't have any speed up when he got the football. It was like a steam engine going up a hill. Now his front row partner, Shane Walker. Started the season brilliantly. Tuvey goes in over the top to put him down eventually, and Walker's not happy with Tuvey. They exchange words as play goes on for the number 7, Shane Dunley, to put it down the ground. He finds the line. It was a little bit more adventurous than you probably would like.
Yeah, I think it might have come off the outside of the boot to some degree, Ray, as we watch a little set 2 between Shane Walker and Jeff Tuvey. Jeff Tuvey certainly not impressed with Walker throwing his arm out like that. The referee had a word to both of them and allowed to play on, which was a good call. A lot of pressure coming through on both kickers early in this game.
With records here on offer today, Steve Menzies can become the second all-time try scorer for his club. Oh, gee, he'll carry the elbow high as he went in there to be met by the defence of Gillette. Nothing was said. There it is. That's okay, I suppose, when you see it again. It's quite conspicuous, though. This is Hopewati. Partners Hill in the centres. Tuvey sending Kosef down the blind. They had plenty of personnel on the blind. Balmain, though, this is the way they like to play it, nice and tight, up in their face, forcing mistakes like that from Menzies. Craig Field in a dummy half. Tuvey trying to get rid of Field out of there. He waved him away, but Field was there. Of course, that's the way Craig likes to play it. Hopewati puts in a kick, and underneath it is Dunley. Lyons has got him.
Well, some of the Manly players are livid that they didn't get 6 again. They believe that it was touched by a Balmain hand, that they shouldn't have been forced to kick the football on the last tackle then. It should have been a restart. There did seem to be some grounds for that as well.
11 for Balmain is Stimson. Now Walker. Pulled down right on the halfway line. Smith. No markers there for Manly. Man playing the ball was first to his feet. Gillette's kick to Hancock. And then the chase was very good from Balmain. And Manly are only about 7 metres in front of their own try line. This is Phillips. Gardner unloading for Field. He got in behind a forward that went up very quickly. Menzies. He's put away by Milford. They're still inside the 20 though, Manly. A bad pass. Centre coming in over the top. A chopping tackle on Kosef. Colella for Hopewadi. Manly bogging down. And this is the last tackle. They're on the 20-metre line. They'll want a big kick. Oh, Field has got rid of the ball, but Manly have made a meal of it.
Knock on Balmain first, and then Manly.
He's found a knock on by the Tigers first, but gee, some sloppy play from the Eagles deep in their own 20-metre zone. They look completely disorganised early in this match. The Balmain defence getting up quickly and making them force some mistakes there. And there was once there Manly did try to go wide early, and they had half a chance, but some bad passes are letting them down.
Field heading off across the ground and lofting a pass away. Duncan down the right flank. Will they have enough speed to round him up? I don't think so. They're betting a very short price about it. Length of the field, his 11th try.
Well, nothing disorganised about that from Manly, but I've got to say, it was shocking Balmain defence. Just have a look at the second man in from the Tigers. Just run straight up, only concerned with his man, still hasn't taken his eyes off Terry Hill, and that allowed Craig Field to slice straight through and throw the good pass to Duncan. Here's a try-scoring machine, this kid. I think that's 11 tries now, and he hasn't been in the top grade all season. It's a very good strike rate.
And a good point from the Eagles there, Peter. They stacked the left-hand side and left it 2-on-2 with plenty of room to move, like a 40-metre area to move around in. Some shocking defence. I think it was Michael Withers just had no idea what to do there. Hudson Smith came over in cover defence, but he's a good player, this kid. They've really brought him on the last few years. They've given him a chance in first grade this year, and he's going great guns.
What about the blinkers on Withers on that occasion? If Fairdigan runs up on the outside, never takes his eye off Terry Hill, and while all that's going on, Craig Field has darted 5 yards in behind him and almost picked up an unmarked winger.
Field to convert. Try scored by Alf Duncan. No problems for Field. No problems for Manly. They lead 6-0 after 6 minutes.
Yes, mate, yes, we've had a bit of a chat about it, okay? Yep, yeah, no, you did it right, thank you for it.
So, Shannon Nevin restarts. The fortunes of rugby league. Barring a knock-on by Balmain, they were going to get the football 10 metres out from the Manly line. As we know now, a try's been put on them from 90 metres out. Crowd groaning, looking for a penalty for the treatment on Tuvi. This is Colella. 5 from the halfway. Manly's in. Down the blind, Sedaris. The big prop forward. Hopewadi keeps it alive. Gillette with it though for Balmain. O'Neill.
Well, it was the last tackle there. John Hopewadi didn't realise that until he got a call after scooting out of dummy half. And he popped one back, unfortunately for him, straight into the hands of a Balmain defender as Paul Serenov tackled 42 out from the Manly line.
3 more first-grade games to break Gary Jack's club record for Balmain of 244 first-grade games. Couldn't happen to a more appropriate person than Paul Serenov. Now Smith through from Duncan. The Gillette to the right foot. Weighted nicely. They got the deeper in goals for this match. I notice. Last time I was here, they were 6 metres. Today, I think they're more like 10 or 11.
Yeah, they're like moving side screens, aren't they, the in-goals here? And,
Gardner.
These are Manly forwards, although small, they're doing a pretty good job. Gardner, Colella and Dim Sedaris all getting good metres. Now Menzies' turn.
Advantage for the Tigers. Played by O'Neill. Sheridan as a distributor. Stimson, the pride of Temora, down in the Riverina. Great rugby league town. One of the old Group 9 clubs.
You're the pride of Riverina, Rads. Walker throws the dummy and straightens up and keeps going.
Something. 21 from the Manly line for Walker. And then centre on. Dunley away, Gillette running. Leaving the 20-metre line behind him is Webber. Played by Jason. Dunley. Balmain with Dunley. 5 tackles. And he's lost it. Because he's simply unable to play it. That left knee heavily taped.
And there's been a knock on there, Poppy, so be a Manly feed. Balmain there putting some good attack together as well. Dunley, a former Manly player, took his chances with a big left foot step. He got hammered over the top by Colella, and now he's limping off.
Yeah, the ball was actually raked out by Colella too. Could have quite easily been a Balmain penalty.
Goes on. Brendan Magnus. Manly had a bit of good fortune, haven't they? Down on their own 10-metre line. Phillips. Crosser switching from the open to start something down the narrow side. And Cliff Lyons keeps it going for John Hopewati. To the 40 with 2 plays. Now Colella. Halfway. Still a couple to go. Crosshair. Field to the right foot. Oh, Milford was up shallow. There's a race on. Duncan and Nevin wins it.
And he was fortunate to win it too because the bounce was a good one. It came back towards him. The chasers were onside. And I think that they're going to have all sorts of trouble out wide, the Balmain defenders. Wingers coming a long way in, and the ball bounced back towards Nevin. That certainly helped his cause.
Field kicked on the 4th tackle, and Milford found himself far too shallow. Now Walker. Lovely day in Sydney. Gillette gets a kick in that he probably didn't strike all that brilliantly. And Luke Phillips has put away back on his own 40-metre line. Craig Field dancing to the left and then coming back down the right for Terry Hill. Terry's done well. Rushes away. Tackle just inside the 40. Played quickly back for Menzies. Left for Field. Cut out pass behind one for Lyons. Then backing up Colella. And Colella will play at 35 away from the Balmain line. Phillips down the blind. Hopewati. And throws a horrible forward pass with his left hand.
Yeah, that was a shame, but back on this side of the field, Terry Hill made a fantastic break. We'll see this forward pass almost it's gone about a metre forward.
I can't work out why they don't penalise for that.
Yeah, well, was he offside though?
Well, there's Terry, and of course we would have read today, or you might have read about his wife Tracy. She's unwell at the moment. And Tracy, if you are watching our telecast, we're all thinking of you. And let's hope the hubby has a big one here today to lift your spirits. "32 metres out from the Balmain line now. Oh, hello. Toomey has been engaged in a couple of incidents with Balmain players in the play the ball. Jeff's asking the question.
Yeah, okay. It's the same as if you're lying on the ground, mate. You've got to just make an effort to look. Okay, you might think it's rough, but let's go.
I'm not really sure that that's the way a referee should speak to a captain. He's got every right to ask a question, but to be said, well, to be told that you might think that's wrong, but let's go.
Brian Grant has pinched him again. The Balmain penalties back to back. 2 men in the tackle. Player getting up and Tuvey rakes it away from him. Can't work out his logic. Adam Starr is with the ball. 14. Biggest of the Balmain players. Walker. Grounded in the dust just outside the Manly 20-metre line. And here is Magnus again. 15 out now. Michael Withers. And this is centre. Runs straight at Sadaris, who does the job. He ran over the top of Kallela. Now, Magnus on a run around with Gillette, and then an inside ball for Nevin. And 5 tackles gone now. This is Nabel. Back for the kick from Gillette. Has to be fairly delicate with it. They go up, they come down, the ball went loose. Manly had it. Well, Balmain had a chance, but Manly have got it.
The Manly defence has been very good in the opening 15 minutes of this match. They've held on to their 6-0 lead. This is Balmain's best chance, but it was knocked forward there. Lined by a Tiger.
Yeah, it definitely came off the hands of the number 3.
Yeah, by Withers. It should have been a 20-metre restart for the Eagles, but referee Brian Grant has missed it. And Brian Grant, by the way, should have a good little close look at his 10 metres. It's about 8 at the moment, and the game is a bit stifled.
It's a good drop kick from Craig Field. 50 metres on the fly.
Why wouldn't Shannon Nevin continue to run the football up instead of running past Adam Starr, who's basically stopped, then passing him the football?
Langaloa. Dart away from dummy half from Nabel. Now, chance for Balmain. Plenty of tackles left. Stimson. Manly hang on, slowing it down as much as they can. Magnus. Oh, Gillette is knocked on. Hopewadi gets the advantage. Peters. That booing and groaning from the Manly crowd is an echo of what Paul Horton's talking about, the 10. They're no different here than anywhere else, though. You can always tell which ground you're at. Really give the referee plenty to think about. And Grant is copping it at the moment for his 10 metres. Fields kick. Down for Milford. Duncan's on top of him. Just haven't been able to complete Balmain. Made some mistakes, but they haven't been able to complete their mission down the other end of the park. Play by Walker. That's Webber. Evasive. Out to his own 40-metre line. Langaloa. Centre. Loves to get out and run, get away from that dummy half roll, and with Nabel on, he's doing that. Gillette. Mile of time to put that kick in. Breezes with Manly, I think Stephen said. And here's a break made by Phillips. And Hill carries on. Duncan's in past two again. Kicks ahead, the race is on between he and Nevin. And Nevin, I think, has forced the ball. Brian Grant wants to look at it. Touch judge, to my way of thinking, has indicated that Balmain have forced it.
Yeah, I don't think there's much doubt about that. Brian Grant is of that belief, but he's gone to the video referee. Plenty of congratulations there for Duncan. That confirms there that the number 1 for Balmain has got the body down on top of it. But another near thing. Excellent work from Phillips and Terry Hill. Terry Hill, he is having a blind at the moment.
They are creating problems for Balmain down the right side. Terry, of course, is playing right centre, and Duncan is on the right wing, and he's having a lovely day. Kick with the left foot. He did well to keep it in the field of play. And no try. Line dropout. Manly will come up with this football. just outside the 40. And Peters, one of the young props. The vacuum left at Manly, of course, this year with no Gillespie, no Carroll. Daniel Gardner pulled down by Dunley. Sedaris, there's the 10-metre line. Hopewadi. Balmain under pressure. Field, Ryan, cut out pass for Hill. Hill, oh, Duncan. Duncan's over for number 2. Terry Hill is mesmerising them down the right-hand side of the ground. Wayne Pearce has got gigantic problem.
Well, a little in and away from Terry Hill is proving to be too much for the outside backs for Balmain. Cliff Lyons, second man ball, 2-on-2 here, the in and away, and all of a sudden Terry Hill has got 2 defenders worried about him. Duncan, lovely little step. He looks an athlete, this kid, and he can certainly get the ball over the line, as we've told you. His high-scoring exploits this season, very good. Terry Hill puts him on the outside, winger slipped over, the damage had already been done.
I mean, you want to give him a couple of party hats and a few streamers and a couple of those things you'd blow out of your mouth. Probably this is just having a picnic out there. Tezza and Alf Duncan, you've got no idea the Balmain defenders, and they're backing off 5 metres out from their own line. You can't defend like that, and it's too easy. Half by hint of a shepherd there, but Duncan was already over the line.
What are you suggesting? We spread the blanket and open the thermos flask?
That's it, mate. That thermos out.
Duncan playing his 12th game, has scored at the rate of 1 try per match. The Balmain supporters work on the group or on the Channel 9 team. They're not looking very happy at the moment.
Got his head down.
I wasn't talking about Roche either. Craig Field's got a difficult shot. Gets it away okay, but it stays on the line. No goal, but Manly are 10. Balmain yet to score after 20 minutes. Back at Brookvale, 2 tries to nothing, 10 points to nothing. Manly over Balmain. And Steve Roach down on the sideline, of course, one of Balmain's favourite sons. How are you viewing it?
Oh, Manly are playing some good football, aren't they? They're getting the go forward that they need from their forwards, but they're carving the Tigers up, as you said, on the Balmain left-hand defence. They've absolutely got no idea at the moment. I'll tell you what, they're marking too many up on the blind side when Manly have got the football. That's where they're getting the space on the outside.
So that's causing the lack of numbers on the left of the ground for Balmain, Steve.
That's exactly what's happening. They're having a field day.
And talking of that, he's having a good day too, Craig Field. People saying that he won't be here next year. I think Craig is setting about trying to rub those remarks out. This is Wangaloa. Stimson, 10-2, the missed tackles, Balmain on the wrong side of that statistic. This is Adam Stone. Now he's 5 metres on the Balmain side of halfway. Sirenen, I don't know that Sirenen is getting up the pace that I've grown accustomed to. He's almost at a standing start. Hancock. He's been a great campaigner for Manly, Craig Hancock. Hopewadi. Hopewadi playing down that left side. Terry Hill on the right. Of course, I guess John would love to be over on the right of the ground today, because Terry's the one having all the good fortune. And here he is again. Fender. He again proves very, very elusive. I don't think I've seen Terry Hill have an impact on a game like this one. Kosef. Tuvey back for Field, and Field pushing it through the hands, and Lyons does likewise. Menzies! It's been called back. I thought Menzies was about to knock another record over.
was a very good option from Manly. Have a look at the lack of numbers out wide for Balmain. Lyons throws the pass. It went backwards when it left his hands, and I think that means the pass is okay, even if it did float forward.
Mabel. O'Neill. Penalty against Manly. And a quick tap. Gee, I don't know whether that was the sensible play from 30 metres out. Mabel plays it anyway. Too late to go back. Walker. Pulled out by Taylor. Brown it is, not Taylor. This is Magnus. Beautiful pass for O'Neill. Now, they've been down here 4 times. Can they come back with something? The 17 is close. Andrew Meads is on to Balmain. To the left. Dunley. Oh, gee. Got a pass out. Well done. Magnus. Sweeping it for Gillette. Now, a short pass for O'Neill. He has another go. Webber. Webber tries to dance behind Cliff Lyons. Pulled down by Sedaris and Lyon. Last tackle again. This time to the air. And battered down and then knocked on by Hudson Smith, and Craig Field back into the field of play.
Great defence here from Manly. That's the kind of defence that we've seen them come up with in the last couple of seasons. It has made them a dominant force in the rugby league. In fact, just having a look at their stats coming into this game, I think they've conceded something like 470 points, which is way too many to be up top of the ladder. In the last 4 weeks, they're only conceding about 10 a game. And that's much more like the Seagulls of old.
Their attacking and defensive record this year is ironically exactly the same. Here's a good run by Kalila. Almost to the halfway line. 71 tries for, 71 tries against coming into the game today. Now, Field, after he got a dusty pass, has rolled it over the sideline. And the scrum will restart about 18 metres out from the Balmain line. This was Kalila.
Hasn't he got some speed? He has little legs, little chunky things, but he can move them pretty quick. Changing the ball from one hand to the other, that's a very good skill. Took a good tackle from the halfback Dunley to bring him down.
I remember a try he scored at the Sydney Football Stadium against Newcastle in the playoff series last year. Beat about 4 blokes, 15-20 metre run. It was just all leg drive, good speed, low centre of gravity, very difficult to tackle.
Milford put down heavily. This kid has put a bit of spark into them. Brendan Magnus. O'Neill. It's good work by him again. Dunley. Magnus. Sirinen. Not going anywhere. Webber. Taken on by Phillips. Hancock is playing fullback. Phillips is playing on the left wing at the moment. Dunley. This is Hudson Smith. Magnus just chipping it in behind, but Duncan got a very good bounce. 2 tries today. He scored both the Manly points, or both the Manly 4-pointers. Sedaris for Field, cutting it past Hopewadi. And then Hopewadi may give a penalty away here for pulling a Balmain player back out of it, and Brian Grant has got him.
Go away, don't hold the player back.
He was riding shotgun for his winger, Hopewadi. Watch him on the number 2. He hasn't finished with him yet.
That's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Stupid stuff.
Like, for such a talent, he just must sit on the sideline as a coach and say, well,
You're quite right. He's a brilliant footballer, but sometimes off goes his head and on goes a pumpkin. 11 metres from the line. Balmain with another opportunity. Manly have held them comfortably so far. Can they do it again? Magnus. They're just outside the 10. Smith with a show and then a pass. Walker beats Sedaris. Keeps grinding away Walker. Seren in a dummy half. Magnus, Webber. Close to the touchline, close to the try line. Magnus again. Got a bad pass. It's taken the sting out of the attack. Dunley's floating pass. Gillette sends Milford inside. To play it, 10 metres from the line. Tackle number 5. And Dunley. His kick is high. And it is batted down. Balmain have come back with it. 6 more tackles. Oh, the line was open. And the referee had nullified the tackle count. And Langaloa has bombed.
Well, I mean, he could have tripped over and scored that one. In the end, the white line fever. Just couldn't get the ball there. It was 6 to go. Balmain, they're just lacking a bit of class and finesse as to finishing off their movements. They're trying very, very hard. It's a good ball there from O'Neill. Oh, we had a big Captain Cook.
Cliffy Lyons with blood coming from a wound between the eyes there. Coming off to be repaired. And Taylor will go on in 16. Taking it away. There's a show of some of the talent of John Hopewadi. Peters out to the 30. Manly leading 10-0. 2 tries, both scored by Alf Duncan, and a penalty to Manly against the tackler. It's the marker, the ultimate marker. And
it is the home side's first penalty this afternoon. And taking half an hour to come, 4-1 against them. Despite the fact that the crowd have called for one just about every ruck.
Tupi. Peters. 35 metres away from the Balmain line. To Craigfield. Cossack, held by Smith, Nabel. Walker makes 3. Tuvi. Sedaris. Jimmy Sedaris! Still able to get it away. Terry Hill has put Duncan in. Duncan's gone in for number 3. Oh, well, Jimmy Sedaris, take a bow.
A great run there from Sedaris. Terry Hill staying down after being involved in the try once again. Straight through the tackle of Brendan Magnus, unfortunately. He's been very good whilst on the field for Balmain, but on that occasion, Sedaris had no trouble getting through. Looked as though he might have bombed it there. He had Hancock flying through on the inside, and then somehow shovels a pass out the back. Terry Hill took it well, and on to Duncan. He gets 3 in half an hour. He might have 8 by the end of the game if that keeps up.
Jim Sedaris, hooker come hard running, prop forward. He's having a great game today. Nevin just hung off him a fraction, couldn't do the job and put him on the deck. And this is a great skill by Terry Hill. He didn't try and catch it on the full. He waited for the bounce, picked it up, and a lovely put down there by Duncan. Nevin desperately looking for some help there, some support to help put him on the deck. And Terry knew that if he got a good bounce, it was try time.
So again, Manly strikes down the right of the ground. 3 times they've been there. 3 times with this man, Alf Duncan. And that left side defence for Balmain again has proven vulnerable. Very much so. Duncan will try to convert his own try from the sideline. Shadows lengthening from grandstand. Hits it. Got it nice. Hasn't got the length. Touch judge off. One went up and the other bloke stood there. I thought he'd become a statue. 16-0 Manly over Balmain. We are back at Brookvale, and we thank you for joining us. Wherever you might be around Australia, watching our Sunday afternoon match of the day from the NRL. Brookvale today, Manly doing it easily. 3 tries to nil, 16 to nil. Crosshill.
Just in defensive touch, Judge. He was looking straight into the sun. I think he was waiting for confirmation from somebody else as whether to put the flag up or not.
That's the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. He was standing under the crossbar, and I think he actually asked the referee, did it go over the crossbar? Here it is, the kick, very quickly. And this touch judge, he's under the crossbar. He hasn't got a clue. He says to the ref, did it go over?
Oh, one of the best ever.
Field across for Phillips to kick. Hopewadi's onside, but he's not chasing all that keenly. Nevin out and away from the 10, trying to split through. 20-metre line, his own end. Gee, they've got some work to do, Balmain, in the second half. Look at the time in opposition half. 22 minutes they've been down there against 12 for Manly. That often gives you the wrong impression, I understand, but they have had chances.
Well, the best chance, of course, came to their winger, James Langaloa, and if he'd have scored 12 points to 4, possibly 12 to 6. But there's the problem for the Tigers. They're just unable to break through this very, very good Manly defence. Here's a chance. Nice
Dunley got the bounce that he dreams about. And then referee Grant ordering the turnover where he was tackled.
Very good tackle by Luke Phillips. Back in the fullback role for the time being. Good to see this. Nice little kick from Dunley, trying something different.
I'd like to see if he is held at the end of it or whether he can get back up and continue on. I reckon he could have.
Yeah, it was a very early and premature call there by Brian Grant.
Well, I heard the toucher say he was held, and that wasn't the case.
Tuvey. Field. Been busy today. Sadar. Tuvey. Crunch down on the 10-metre line. A brilliant run by the Manly captain. Cliffy Lyons. John Hopewadi. Knocked down by Langaloa. It will be a scrum that Manly will feed and get possession of.
Well, he's bombed a try, Langaloa, and he saved one there. Great run from Jeff Tuvey. We've seen him do this at every level of competition, whether it's club football, state, or in the green and gold. A marvellous dummy half runner. And then they had to score out wide. They had so many numbers. If Hopewadi could have got the pass away without it being touched, I'm sure that the far winger Phillips would have gone across in the corner.
Hard to hold out here. Field running to the open side where they only had 2 players, and they're in to score. The corner post is gone. Forward pass has been ruled anyway, but they had 2 players on the open side. Balmain had 5, and they've gone within a whisker of scoring.
Another great ploy, great piece of coaching from Bob Fulton. He's obviously watched tapes and seen there's weaknesses out here, and he's exploiting it to the max. The only problem, gee, it's hard to tell from that angle. The only problem Alf Duncan's got in his game at the moment is he tends to overrun the passes that he receives. A little bit deeper back, a metre back, and he would have had 4 tries.
And the problem that his opposite man has got, the lower Milford, he's got to have some faith in his inside defenders. He keeps coming in, half getting interested. By the time he's got to turn around and chase the man that he should be marking, the horse has already bolted.
O'Neill. Bob Fulton today is coaching his 94th. He equals Jack Gibson for the second most number of games coached, and is not too far behind Ron Willey, who holds the record of the most number of teams coached. Gardner taken hard by Smith. Hill, then Lyons. Field is through again, gets it away. John Hopewadi puts on the power. Got an ankle-tapping tackle and the ball went forward.
Well, he threw it forward, Ray. He tried to get the miracle pass away. But again, the defence of Balmain out wide is just... It's not first-grade stand at the moment. Look at Webber come up. Centre didn't have the pace on the inside, and Hopewadi gets ankle tapped, still tries to throw the pass, but again, a mile forward.
1 minute of the match remaining. A big push by Manly. He wants it again.
And then go in there and repack. Turned around, mate, and fell down.
Just wondering whether he could not have penalised it for a collapsing scrum. Don't see many scrum penalties these days, do you? Webber. Oh, gee. That's Anthony Mead. Left himself open to a heavy tackle. Stimson. 30 metres out from his own line. One of the Manly players a little bit groggy. He's okay. Sent up. Smith. O'Neill wide for Webber. Inside for Langaloa. Back. O'Neill supporting. Centre. Langaloa. They've actually lost ground now, and there's the siren during all of that. A very good first half for Manly. They lead at the break, 16 points to 0 at Brookvale Oval.
Yeah, probably a little bit both ways. I'll look both sides. Just relax it, please, Craig. Hold up, mate. Ciro. Paul, you right, son? Yep.
So Craig Field starts the second half, and Balmain coming around with the breeze, which isn't all that strong, really. It's not even a factor in the second half. It's behind the black and gold side, though, and this is Milford. Having a much better second half than he had in the first. But he's just caught out of position a number of times. This is Langaloa and Balmain now, just into Manly's territory. Start of the second half. Centre's pass to Sirenen, just on the line. And Sirenen wrestling and striving to get rid of Craig Field. Field calling for reinforcements, and Sidaris is there to help. Now, Sirenen plays the ball and then beams a big smile back at Craig Field. As Shannon Nevin gets a pass from Michael Gillette, and he gets it back for Gillette. The pass looked forward on the second occasion. Tackle number 5 is there as it goes on the left of the ground from Mead. It's now with Dunley. It came off the feet of Manley, back and eventually into the arms of Alf Duncan.
Well, what a great set of 6 here from Balmain. Nearly resulted in a try, but what a marvellous tackle from Luke Phillips. One-on-one here. It looked as though Shannon Nevin was going to go straight around him, but he came up with, well, just a handful of jersey. The pass inside was forward to Gillette. Called play on. He got cleaned up by Hopewadi. Good attack and good defence.
First time they've actually broken the Manly line cleanly. Terry Hill then. And it's gone through from Field and wide for Lyons and inside for Menzies. Hudson Smith is right on top of him. Menzies has been fairly heavily shut down today. He's midfield, puts a kick high, straight down the ground. Didn't have a lot of thought behind it, and Shannon Nevin is brought down just outside his own 40-metre line. Playing it back for Darren centre. And then across from Dunley, Dunley for Webber, and Webber for Langaloa. Right side of the ground, front of the grandstand. Camera side, centre, and then O'Neill, who I thought was nearly the busiest of the Balmain forwards in the first half. He was always there supporting the ball carrier, and now he's injured. And he's got it where it proves rather painful. Balmain told to...
No wonder there was a bit of pain there, Ravs. Corella coming in.
Walker inside pass for Stimson, back for a waiting centre, and then on the ground for O'Neill. Well, he's made a speedy recovery, and he will play it on the Manly 40-metre line. Play back for Darren centre. Centre dummies once to Smith, and then tries to jink his way away from Sidaris. He doesn't succeed. Now with Dunley. Dunley approaching the 30, puts in a little kick. Mead is after it in 17. And Hancock comes up with the ball for the Manly key. Steve Roach is back from the sheds. We'll go to him right now, Steve. What did you find out? What's Wayne Pearce saying?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'll do Manly. Manly's coach Bob Fulton was very happy with Manly's defence. He said it's getting back to what it used to be. He said don't get caught up in the niggle, be patient with the footy and let's play some footy. He said the tries will come. He said work on our chase on the Balmain kickers. We're giving them too much time at the moment. Well, for Balmain, Wayne Pearce asked the question, why can we do it against Brisbane last week and not today? He said it's just a little bit of individual persistence that we need in the game at the moment. He said it's just individual errors that they're making. He said we must have a look and mark up outside on the backs. He said don't offer Manly any space. He said but we can turn it around in this last 40 minutes if we've got a bit of ticker.
All right, Steve, thank you for that. And Manly make a break out wide with Craig Hancock into the back line. Lions now using Sidaris. Sidaris away from two, and then Vic Zirinan comes in and tries to put him down. He doesn't completely secure the tackle. Walker it was that made the final tackle. Now it's Craig Field, and back and away for Kosev to float it across for Hancock, and Hancock goes to the air with a midfield bomb that comes down for Shannon Nevin. Beats Lions before being taken by Hopewadi and Hancock. Just outside the 20-metre line. Half-time scores from other games, if you're interested in what the situation was. Melbourne had a 16-4 lead over Sydney City. Canterbury were giving Western Suburbs a real whacking, and Canberra were doing something similar to Penrith. Melbourne continuing to defy their detractors.
Well, of course, an opportunity for Melbourne today, Ray, to go to the top of the competition, lead once again alongside Brisbane and Newcastle.
Talking of the Storm, we'll be down there next Friday night for their match against Cronulla from Olympic Park, 8:30. As that ball is rolled over the sideline by Balmain. Cronulla supporters, you'll be pleased to know that that is the free-to-wear match next Friday night here in Sydney against the Storm.
And it should be a very, very entertaining match if Cronulla can play like they did the other night when they absolutely whacked St George. And very interesting indeed. Melbourne, well, people have been waiting for them to fall all year and they haven't yet. And they'll certainly be there in that top 3 or 4 teams.
You coming to Melbourne, Peter, this time?
I'll be there, Ray. Looking forward to it. I would imagine Melbourne will also have the services back of Lazarus and maybe Robbie Ross. There's trouble with this scrum.
I don't think I've seen as much trouble with scrums in 5 years. Oh, well, come on. Now both hookers are on the ground.
Walk it past things, lads. Throw them over the top there, Jim. Throw them over the top. Put in there.
I'm not quite sure why hookers would go in with a loose arm these days. Like, what's the value of it?
Absolutely. Why would you go in with the loose arm today? You don't see the ball. It just goes in front of the lock's feet. Now, the penalty goes to the home side. And Manly with this commanding lead, 6 minutes into the second half, which has been a stop-start affair.
I guess we should explain what a loose arm is as well for people not accustomed with the hooking roll. It's when they don't put both arms over their props. They'll drop one down, and that enables them to get lower. Maybe their legs deeper into the opposition pack to try and rake the ball back. Seems to be mission impossible these days.
And of course, the main aim of the loose arm was to rake the ball back with that loose arm. But as I said, hookers don't see the ball anymore, so they're not really hookers. Now Kossev keeps this chain of mistakes together. And Balmain using the advantage and swiftly turning the ball out to the left of the ground. And Meads was held on the Manly 40-metre line. Play back for Santo, and now Starr back on at 14 and down to the Manly 30-metre line. They can't afford to go to sleep on what they've done so far, Manly. Thinking about the Tigers, they'll take it right to the wire as Centre delivers a lovely pass to Webber. And Webber was pulled down by the Manly number 14, Albert Torrens, who's on. O'Neill flicking it out the back. Walker didn't hesitate to give it to Dunley. And Dunley's pass to Meads, off the hands of Nevin, batted back and away for Walker, not touched by Menzies. Walker comes across the ground, beating one, fending off another, tries to put Webber up the middle, and Webber is pulled down about 5 or 6 metres out from the Manly line. Long ball for Dunley. Dunley off the left foot, back, and sliding straight through to score. Balmain's halfback is over. First points of the day for the Tigers.
And it's well deserved. Balmain have come out in this second half. They're throwing some caution to the wind. They realise that they've got to put it all on the line in this last 40 minutes. They get a chance here through a very uncharacteristic mistake from Nick Kossev. Lost the football cold before he got to the defence. They'd really put a lot of pressure on the Manly defence in the previous 4 plays here. And at the end, Shane Dunley, some excellent evasion, stepped inside Kalella, evaded Craig Hancock. And I think that is just reward for some enterprising attack from the Tigers.
There seems to be a different attitude by both of these teams as they've come out in the second half. Balmain have lifted, and Manly, well, I think they're still in the sheds at the half-time break. They've slackened off, no doubt about it. Too many drop balls for them, too many mistakes, and Balmain all the possession so far in this half, and they're doing well.
It won't come any easier for Shannon Nevin. Familiar with this ground. Manly boy. The Tigers now converting the try scored by the other Manly boy, and it brings Balmain to within 10 points, 16-6 at the 49th minute. Restart. Manly 16-6, and I'm just wondering whether that try from Balmain will wake Manly up a little bit. Paul Wharton has put it the way it is. I'm sure Manly very lethargic in the second half, and Balmain just the opposite to what they were in the first half. But keep in mind they've had a fair bit of football. Their major problem wasn't so much running with the football as it was stopping Manly from doing that. And they haven't yet been tested in the second half as Gillette puts the ball down on the right of the ground, and it's Luke Phillips who comes away from his own end goal. So he greeted there firstly by Langaloa and tied up by Webber on the right side of the Balmain defence. Kalella a dummy half waiting, and then away over the 20-metre line, accepted by Smith and put down. Tuvey then. Menzies straight up the middle, taken by O'Neill, and also coming in to lend a hand was Adam Starr. Menzies with a fairly slow play the ball, to the credit of the Balmain defenders. Now Gartner, very heavily involved Daniel in defence in the first half. A lot of it went unnoticed, but he was the leading tackler for Manly by a long way. Now Nevin, chased by Craig Field, and Field takes him heavily. Menzies herded him back in field. Now Langaloa, gently up to the defence, and all the actions, all the activities, but not going anywhere. Now O'Neill through, eventually dived on there by Peters. Dunley, the try scorer, out from dummy half and away to the right for Webber. Inside for Langaloa. And then he's put away right on the halfway line. Webber. Did he lose that ball getting it? Surinam reaches the 40 on 5. So the Tigers with Dunley. A little left foot kick back, but he's directed it straight to Luke Phillips, so that didn't really put any pressure on Manly at all. And Phillips has lost the ball. Balmain have got a chance. They're 10 metres out from the line with Mabel. Mabel on the 0 tackle. So now it's with Meads. Meads back on the inside for Stimson to beat one and not tackle. He's over. Stimson's put it down for Balmain. Second 40. Now he wants to have a look at it.
Pretty confident.
Well, the referee has gone once again to the video referee to find out whether the try scorer with feel, Mark Stimson, was held. So Jim Sidaris appealed to the referee that he felt that was the case. Comes in, bounces out of the tackle. He's not held by anybody. He's got every right to get up and promote the ball, and that's what he does next to the post. And all of a sudden, the Tigers are back.
Yes, there's the green light confirming Peter's predictions. And Mark Stimson gets the try, the second of the day for Balmain.
And once again, it came from a Manly mistake. Or was the ball raked out? It might have been pushed out, I don't know. The referee said play on. And the Tigers, as a matter of 3 or 4 tackles later, some very slack Manly defence. They've missed more tackles in this first 12 minutes of this half than they did in the whole first half. And honestly, they're playing at about probably half pace at the moment, the Eagles.
Yeah, the Manly defender comes in very, very low. I think it's the number 8 for them, Adam Peters. He just doesn't get a good hold at all. And I was just about to give Luke Phillips and Craig Hancock a rap, saying they'd swapped around really nicely between fullback and wing, and all of a sudden Phillips comes up with a mistake. He also missed a tackle in the lead up to that try, so not a good couple of minutes for him.
So Shannon Nevin. Another simple one for him, and he puts it straight between the uprights. So a further 2 to the Balmain tally, and they're back to 16-12, and that has brought a little smile to Stephen's face.
Well, let's give Balmain a little bit of praise here. Not saying that Manly have gone to sleep. They've come out enthused in the second half. They've made a number of breaks. I'll tell you who's made all the difference too. Andrew Meads is a former player from the Crushers. He's generally a hooker or a lock. He's had to go into the centres, and there's Simpson putting them back into the game.
Okay, so Manly back to the halfway again. Coach Bob Fulton would not be impressed. This is the coach. As Peters comes off and Kallela goes back into the game. 16-12, so we've really got a game on our hands now. It was practically out of the reach of Balmain when they went to the break. They've come back fired up and are back there, 4 points behind. And the penalty goes to Balmain. Manly inside the 10. 15 minutes of the second half gone. Tap to be taken by Nabel, and that's the Paul Zeriman that we've come to know. Getting up the speed and then taking the ball ahead. And Menzies very slow to rise. Offload by Starr. Dunley across and away for Webber. Webber goes looking for Langaloa down the right and then tries to burrow through the Hopewadi tackle. He plays it on the 30-metre line and goes left for Meads. And Meads able to get the ball away. Good work. Nabel on for Dunley. Dunley away. Gets it back for Meads. He goes back where the man was tackled. Then to centre. Centre gets to the 10-metre line for Balmain. And they're putting pressure right on Manly. Now the Tigers come back to the centre of the ground. A flick pass out the back. Picked up by Starr. I think he's lost it in a one-on-one situation as well.
He has indeed. He never quite got control of the football. And Kallela came in, grabbed the football, and that snuffed out another very promising attack from Balmain.
Adam Starr, he's this huge man. He's taken on, as I said, in a one-on-one situation from Colella. And really no way in the world he could lose that ball. You wouldn't think if it was a matter of size, but he did that. And here's a penalty now going to Manly. 16-12. Balmain have got a very difficult run home during the next 3 weeks. They play 3 of the big guns. Manly have got a comfortable run towards the playoffs.
Having said that, Ray, speaking to Paul Searing on the footy show this morning, he said their problem this year had been dropping games for sides lower down the ladder. They might quite enjoy a tough run home because they'll know that their mind is definitely on the job every week.
Colella taken down by Mark Stimson. Steve Roach, I thought was waiting for a comment, but obviously not. And that's probably why he wasn't about to comment, because he can see this opening up here for Nable to take it down to the Manly 40-metre line. Now for Milford. Milford angling across the ground, but running into the waiting arms of Craig Hancock. Played there back for Meads, and he has really put a spark into Balmain. Andrew Meads. He mightn't be coming off the bench next weekend if what he's doing here continues. Centre and offload, and Hudson Smith is put down on the Manly 10-metre line. Nable got an awful play the ball. He's given a penalty to Manly. Given the penalty to Manly.
Well, this is one of those 50-50s. Luckily, it's gone towards the Sea Eagles. He never rose
with the ball.
Yeah, with the football.
Yeah, in the past, that would have been okay. But this season, you must get up, football off the ground, and place it back down. Sometimes with players looking to get that quick play of the ball, the technique goes out the window.
The reason, of course, that they brought that in was because the defence line, the 10-metre defence line, can move up when the player places the ball back on the ground. Of course, if he doesn't rise with the football, there is no starting point for the defence line to move up, and thus the penalty. And another one for Manly, with Balmain, with a little bit of lack of discipline. Just let Manly off here. They were boiling Balmain. President's Cup went to them today, by the way. They defeated Manly 24 points to 22. 5-5 the penalties now. So after being down 4-0 in the penalties, Manly are back to 5-all. Daniel Gubb. Field. This is Joe Taylor. 10 metres into Balmain's area. Tooby off to the left. Field. Away for Lyons. Lyons cuts out Menzies. Picks up Hopperati. Hopperati away for Phillips. Tackled on the Balmain 30-metre line. A lofted pass, finding Field, and then on the inside, Colella, then down for Gartner, and Gartner would play it back where it all started from. On the Balmain 30-metre line, Tooby, Lyons, Field, and Field then cuts out Crossett. The ball goes wild, and it's with Balmain. I was looking at something happening with Terry Hill and Lower Milford. I was about to say that Hill should have been penalised for taking Milford out, not in possession. This is Meads, and he's had the ball taken away by Craig Field legitimately, and then he knocks on. Craig Field is knocked on. So it's all happening out there at the moment. 16-12 though. We will take a quick break and be back. 60 minutes of the game gone. Channel 9's Sunday afternoon match of the day telecast between Balmain coming back from 16-0 to 16-12. Now, Nevin away for Langaloa. Langaloa is 38 metres away from the Manly line. Hello, Tooby again involved with the man playing the ball, and he's brought another penalty.
Well, that's just a lack of discipline there from the Manly captain. Just had to get up and mark up, but he wanted to go on with it a bit in the tackle, grab the football.
Third penalty that Jeff Tooby has given in similar circumstances. really, just looking at the replay, there was just no reason for him to do what he did. Anyway, it's Sirenen now with Balmain accepting the penalty graciously, and now Walker hits the line, gets it out the back. This is Nabel, and Nabel is 5 metres from the line. O'Neill begging for a quick play the ball. Rifles it away for Dunley, and then a run around and a dummy, and it's Meads. Runs straight into the ready arms of Gardner. Play back for Gillette, and they go to the 10-metre line with Dunley. Dunley gets the pass away. Stimson is there, and Stimson to play the ball. Back for Dunley. They're still just inside the 10-metre line. A decoy run from Sirenen. Then they lost the script completely. Walker was cut down, and tackle number 5 is with Balmain. So it's Dunley off to the left of the ground. He puts a kick, looking for Milford on the far side. The ball comes down. It's with Balmain, and Stimson can't get over the line. And he will turn it over and give it to Manly.
Yeah, I wonder how close Manly were to touching this one. Very, very close. Duncan's left hand nearly came in contact with the football. Good defence there from Terry Hill and Craig Field right at the death.
This is Gartner now. Centre of the ground, 10 metres away from his own line. Manly cling to a 4-point lead. Next Friday, I've told you, we go to Olympic Park for Cronulla and Melbourne. Next Sunday, we go to Cogra for St George versus Canterbury. Local derby again.
Steve Roach, this improvement in the second half from Balmain has been in many ways through a much more aggressive approach in defence. They really are looking to hit and hit hard.
Well, it's exactly what Wayne Pearce asked for at half-time. He said, look, we've been aggressive all season, and we were aggressive last week against Brisbane. He said that they got a little bit stage fright because the game last week wasn't on television. We reminded the players of it, that they could fix it up in the second 40, and they're doing a great job.
Approaching the halfway line with Milford now trying to step his way between Menzies and Lyons. Plays it on the halfway line. Nabel offloads. O'Neill runs at Tuvey, who puts him down.
Problem for Sirenen, he's just limped off, heading up the tunnel.
Starr.
He's actually sat down on the sideline. Start to think when they head up the tunnel there might not be any more involvement. As Dunley nearly goes through. Camella again there to clear up.
Gillette. High bomb. Up there for half an hour. Battered down by Balmain successively. O'Neill away for Dunley. Dunley's pass intercepted. No, it's not. It's Gillette going towards the corner with Milford coming in. Gillette goes himself. Gillette's over the line and claiming a try. Rance has awarded the try. No need for the video referee. So Balmain has picked up 16 points in 23 minutes.
Ah, what a second half we're having here. Up goes the kick from Gillette. The Manly players, they stand around. And that's not a bad tactic, waiting for Balmain to catch it and then claim the man, but it was batted back, picked up by Mark O'Neill, onto Dunley. This looked as though it was intercept for sure. Terry Hill missed it, and Michael Gillette still with plenty to do, threw a couple of dummies, threw Duncan, dives down low. Great work from the man who put the kick up at the end and then finished it off.
Guys, got plenty of spirit in the old Tiger tank, don't worry about that. Terry Hill probably made a mistake in going for the intercept. He just had to concentrate on tackling the man Gillette, and a very poor miss again out wide by Duncan. And Gillette, he's a good player, Gillette. He's had a great season this year. His rookie year, I think last year was his rookie year, and he's done so well this year.
Yeah, we keep saying he's an improved player, but he's past that now. He's a good regular season first grader and has been the linchpin for Balmain for the majority of this season. And he's done a great job there. He had plenty to do. He got through Duncan, through the dummy to keep Field away from him. He also had to just about take the ball out of Terry Hill's hands. Shane Nevin. Chance here. He got quite a rousing reception when he ran on. His first game back at Brookvale since leaving. He was a try scorer in last year's ARL Grand Final. What a kick he's got now.
touchline. Hillside. 21 metres back. He's chosen to bring it. And here it goes. It's coming around. Absolutely perfect. The flags are up. And Balmain are in front by 2 points.
Well, what a game of rugby league this one is.
18 points to 16. An incredible transition in this game. I must admit, somebody I think in the box at halftime said Manly will win by a cricket score. Oh, Walker picked up and put down in a, what will be described as a dangerous tackle.
Yeah, Jimmy Sedaris, the man.
Take time, please. 10 as well. Just have a chat, mate. Whilst you're not directly involved, you're in the tackle. Time out. We had a breakthrough. Listen, it's a lifting tackle. We've been around long enough to know that it's not on. I'm going to ask them to have a look at it during the week and report. Okay, and we get on with the game. Yeah, we'll just have a look at the whole tackle.
Sedaris is the culprit here that gets down and lifts. Having said that, he didn't actually grab the player in the crotch, which is the first thing you're not supposed to do, but it's lifted from the outside and picked him up and driven him. We saw one on Friday night that was given scant treatment by the referee, and it looked, I thought, worse than that one, to be honest with you. Anyway, it'll be a busy week, I'm sure, for the people that watch the videos.
If you remember, Jim Sedaris missed the grand final last year because of a similar tackle from Benetti.
Halfway line. 18-16. Tigers in front of Manly. He left us at half-time and maybe went to mow the lawns or something, thinking that this was going to be a cricket score. You'd be shocked to know that it's 18-16 Balmain. Hancock plays it on his own 10-metre line. This is Phillips with a run that ends 25 metres away from his own line. Back played for Hancock. And Hancock uses up a tackle. Craig Field is blowing up in the back play. Phillips again away from the dummy half position out to the 40-metre line now. And Tuvey eventually gets to dummy half, gives it to Kallela, back to Tuvey, then down the blind side for Gardner, and then, oh, Jim Phillips hit that lane down low. Goodness gracious. Did he hit him? Field there. Oh, Shannon Nevin has made the simplest of knock-ons. And this gives Manly a great chance.
It'll be very interesting to see how the Balmain Tigers react to that. That's an enormous blow. Balmain did a great job to keep Manly in their own half, forced them to kick. It wasn't a particularly good kick, straight to the fullback. Now they've got to lift themselves again.
Manly adopting very safe tactics as they brought the ball out of their own zone. Hancock pulled down on the 20-metre line. Balmain then in a defensive mode for one of the few times in the second half. Played by Kallela. Hill dummy half and Crossev. Crossev trying to get the ball back after taking the defence. Three of them to ground with him. Now from two. Field with a long pass out for Gardner. Gardner gets past Webber, but Webber hangs on and brings him down from behind. Hopewadi then to the blind side with a charge of his own, and he's just inside the touchline on tackle 5. They're 5 metres out from the line. It's with Cliffy Lyons. Centre comes up, then the pass to Craig Field. Field gets it back, touched by Menzies, backwards for Tuvey. Tuvey puts a kick in. Menzies is after it with Gillette, and Duncan! Oh, Duncan has dropped out of the cloud and put it down. There's a blue back down the ground, though. That might also have to be viewed. Well, happening all over the place here. Cliffy Lyons and Darren centre. And all of a sudden, Alf Duncan has claimed his 4th try.
And the referee's called time off, has not awarded the try as yet.
Touch judges come in.
Have we got a serious one? Have we got an instigator?
Yeah, I've got an instigator.
Who is it?
This guy over here, Cliffy Lyons, clearly that was the one that didn't pull away and went on with it.
Hang on, we've got an instigator, we've got men, we've got a try over here. Get it clear. All right, who do we want? Who do we want? 15, yep. And who else?
Right in front of you.
Righto, okay. Now I want you to listen very, very carefully to Paul's report.
Okay, both of them had a hold of each other, pushing and shoving only. I went in there, tried to get them away. Manly player clearly threw the first punch, and then it went on from there.
Were you calling the Manly player to clear the play?
Quite clearly.
Quite clearly, and you didn't want to walk away from it.
No
Okay, you're going to wear the penalty, and you stay out of play. Thank you,
Can
Paul.
you believe it? No try.
Well, the try for Alf Duncan has now been disallowed. Centre came in, he went on with the tackle on Lyons, who unloaded the ball.
Well, from that, I mean, maybe it would appear that centre went on with the tackle and put him on the back. And you wouldn't believe it. It's almost 10 years to the day that a similar thing happened, 1988, when Balmain, it was 8-4, Balmain scored a try, and it was called back for some illegal play in the background as well.
Just looking at those pictures that we showed you after Cliff Lyons had unloaded the ball, it appeared that centre went on with the tackle and persisted in the tackle. That's obviously inflamed the situation, but the touch judge made the point that Cliffy, here's Cliffy, let the ball go here.
He does throw the first punch, Cliff Lyons. Right at the beginning, he throws a punch that doesn't connect. You've got to say that if centre hadn't worried about it, it would have all finished there. So that's what an enormous call against the Seagulls. At a crucial game at the end of the season.
Gillette then as Balmain puts the bomb high, the bat down again, favourable for the black and golds. Lane Galoa steps away from Field, gets away from Phillips, gets it out to Gillette. Gillette away to O'Neill. O'Neill gets the pass away. Gillette is with the ball and he's close to the line. Well, how close was that?
What about this? What a game. Both teams desperate for the top 10. They're on 19 and 18 respectively, and desperate to get these 2 points. And what? You wouldn't get a better finish than this.
19 and 18 respectively.
Well, whatever. You've got Balmain on 19.
That's all right.
Manly on 18.
I knew it was them.
The Eagles coming down the left of the ground with John Hopewati. That's what Paul was trying to tell you. It's illustrated now for us. And it's with Jeff Tuvey now. And a penalty will go to Manly. Grant's giving Manly a chance to go back down the ground and do what they thought they'd done a couple of minutes ago. In the day it would have been for young Duncan. In fact, it's the second try that he's had disallowed today. He could have easily gone home from here with 5 tries. This is Kalella, and that is the 40-metre line. 18-16. With 73 minutes of the game gone, Kosef giving it out for Terry Hill. Hill had a big first half down that side, or down the right side in the first half, but gap hasn't presented itself. They haven't had many opportunities, of course, in the second half. Brought about by their own lack of ability, really. They've made too many mistakes in the second half, Manly. Here's Lyons. The ball beautifully away for Hancock. Hopewati out of the tackle and held by Nevin. 5 metres out from the line. Trailing by 2, Manly. Craig Field. Out it goes for Kosef. Away for Tuvey. And Tuvey is wrestled down by Adam Mabel. 15 metres out, last tackle. The kick coming, is it from Field? No, he'd prefer to put it through the hands. He floats the pass out for Hopewati. Hopewati is away. He's over. John Hopewati is in for an undeniable.
Well, on the last tackle, they've decided to run it. It appeared as though Balmain had covered up. Jason Weber had come up with a try-saving tackle on John Hopewati a couple of rucks earlier, but this time the number 3 was too strong. Craig Field, he thought about kicking here, decided to run it, evaded one, a long pass. A couple of Manly players out there. He's covered Hopewati. The number 4 comes in, can't hold on, through Nevin's tackle, too strong. Will that be the match winner? I still think we've got a big 4 or 5 minutes coming up here. Good option from Craig Field. Great finishing from Hopewate.
A big call from Craig Field. They're lining up there like at the CES on a Monday morning. Someone wanted the football. There was 100 of them out there. And Hopewate still had a mile of work to do. He's big, he's strong, he's plenty tough when he gets there.
Well, what a game. Certainly one of the more unbelievable games that we've covered. John Hopewate scoring the try that has lifted Manly back to the lead by 20 points to 18. From the touchline for Duncan. Just inside the 20. Left foot kick. The scorer of 3 tries today. Could have been, as I said, 5. Can he convert? He struck it, but pushed it out left of the uprights. So no change. The timepiece says 5 to go. Manly by 2. Steve Roach.
Well, you've got to admire Manly's patience here. They didn't panic at all when they got down in the Balmain's end. And again, the sea opens up for the Manly side. Webber caught out of position again just to grab on Hopewate. He's too strong to grab. You've got to put your shoulder in. And he scores the try for Manly.
Here's Phillips now taking the kick off and running it back 10 metres before reaching the defence. Tuvey out from dummy half. 15 out from his own line. Crowd today, 15,559. 15,500 here at Brookvale today. So that crowd is not as big as the one that was attracted to Leichhardt at the start of the year. Kosef out on the 40-metre line. Field about to complete this set of tackles for Manly. The kick down the ground for Nevin on his own 10. And brings it away on the first tackle. Lions, there's been a clash of heads here. Calling time out. Nevin's not well.
I think he's got Craig Field for a high tackle as well, Ray.
Yeah, I heard exactly what you said, that you were chasing him across, but you still come in contact with the head, did you not? I know you didn't intentionally, otherwise I'll be sacking him. All right, but you did make contact with the head, didn't you? Okay.
He's had a busy day, this fellow, Brian Grant. And he's given the penalty to the Tigers. Let's go to the side. I'll watch this firstly. We'll go down to Steve in a moment, but there's no doubt that the left arm of field does contact the head of Shannon Nevin. But I think he was probably more disabled by the clash of heads with Cliff Lyons. Steve Roach on the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know, the game's been that exciting. We haven't really noticed that Paul Sheridan hasn't been on for 10 minutes. He has a strained medial ligament on his left leg.
Okay, well, this is Dunley now, trying to recapture the lead for Balmain. They were down 16-0 at half-time. They got back to lead 18-16. A miraculous comeback by the Tigers. And now Manly back in front at 20 points to 18 with 2.5 minutes to go. A run by Nabel, ending 25 metres out from the Manly line. 5 tackles gone, across now for Dunley. Dunley pushing it on, Gillette across the 20-metre line, it's with Meads. And the sound of the whistle, that's the turnover. Manly will slow it down, they'll keep it very close to the chest. A lot of emphasis on ball security. Here's Terry Hill coming in for his turn. Beyond the 30-metre line. And Cliff Lyons likewise. Just a forward run off the ruck or dummy half runs. Taking them down to the 4th tackle. And Lyons taking it to ground himself. Must have been the 3rd. That would then be the 4th. And it is with Daniel Gartner, who crosses the halfway line and tackle number 5. So then, ball with Craig Field for him to put it down over the head of Milford. And it won't go into touch. Milford comes away, met by Duncan. And the one-on-one tackle is successful. Balmain inside their own 20-metre line now, with Nevin probing before passing, and Stimson, one of the Balmain try scorers, tackled on his own 20-metre line. Just over a minute of time remaining. And it's Webber. Pulled down on the 30. Tackled by Hopewadi. Langaloa got a quick way the ball and darted away. 15 metres, almost to the halfway line. Exactly a minute to go. Mabel. Then Walker across. A little kick by Dunley. Looking for the regather. He does. And then gets the pass away. It's gone to ground. And Manly, with John Hopewadi, pushing away from Smith, getting away from Stimson, and eventually pulled down by me. Hopewadi slowly to play the ball. Craig Hancock is offering himself for the defence. And really eating up the time as best they can now, Manly. Cross effort. Right on the halfway line. Grant appealing to them to get up and play it more quickly. Sadaf. So they've used up 4 tackles. They've used up plenty of time. The crowd is counting it out. There's the play the ball, the last of the game. Hancock is tackled, and the sound of the whistle sees Manly get home narrowly after having a commanding lead at half-time. The wheels fell off for a portion of the game before they got back on top to win 20 points to 18 in front of a crowd of 15,559.